Yeah.
So this is going to be good. All right. I don't know. Each time I join live, there's always some. Okay. Okay. We are live. Hello, everyone. Happy Tuesday. Um, welcome to another live where we talk about things to help us live long and well, spirit, soul, body. I am here with the amazing Dr. Sarah Ionescu. I pronounced that right, right?
Yes, you're perfect. Absolutely.
Like I'm all hyped here, and she's like just zen. Like, but I'm excited to be doing this live with you again, Dr. Sarah. Thank you so much for coming on to talk about anytime, anywhere fitness, quick routines that actually work. Doc, how are you doing?
I'm doing great. Thank you so much for having me again. I know I've been here before, but it's always so fun. So I was so excited to come back and, yeah, share some things with your audience.
All right, awesome, awesome. Now, for those of you who are not here the first time, Dr. Sarah is an amazing human being. She's kind, she's patient. She's a mom of five. Don't let the looks fool you. She's a mom of five. Has her youngest is a 10-month old. She's a board certified family physician. She's a wife. She's a mom of five, like I said, and she's an exercise enthusiast. And she's so passionate about it that in addition to doing all the things, she continues to use physical or activity um, to improve people's mental health and physical health outcomes. Doc, I appreciate you for what you do. I'm not sure my introduction did justice, but could you say hi to our viewers and kind of tell us, how you got from family medicine and other things to doing what you do currently?
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you for that introduction. So, like you said, I trained family medicine, and what I've realized now, looking back on my training, and I practiced full time for close to 6 years. My favorite part was always coaching patients, especially around exercise, around movement, around different lifestyle, practical ways to implement those things in their lives that would help either prevent disease or help course correct some of the diseases that they were dealing with. And fast forward, I was in a job where I was really struggling personally to prioritize myself. I was kind of always putting myself at the bottom. And that combined with having multiple small children and kind of weighing the missing time out with them to be working full time, the balance ended up in, where I decided to leave that job. And then I was home for a while and spent a long time really thinking about what I wanted to do moving forward. As I explored that process, I started posting on social media about exercise because it's something that I've always been passionate about, and I had seen it help so many of my patients before. And then I created a YouTube channel. And then, hundreds and hundreds of videos later, I decided, hey, maybe I should like make this into a coaching thing and I can coach some people because I love coaching. I loved coaching patients and I really love exercise. So, can I combine those two things into movement coaching? And so that's what I've been doing, sprinkling in here and there some PRN family medicine shifts, and kind of that's where we are. But yeah, like you said, movement is my passion. And the reason why I wanted to do this was because there have been pockets of time in my life where I have really, really struggled with exercising regularly. And when I got back to it, I reminded myself how beneficial it is both to mental and physical health. And I just feel like there's so many ways I can help people with getting consistent in a way that's doable.
How many of you just listen to her talk are like, yeah, man, I got a movement coach. Shoot, I love it. I love the movement of the movement. Okay. Your movement coach,
Yes. Yes.
what you do. I see your videos. I appreciate that you pour out in such a way and you make exercise seem easy and doable. And that's why we're gonna break this up today because we're talking about quick routines that actually work. I think the challenge is consistency, but you make it sound easy. She's a mama of five after 10 months old. Look what she can do. I can't even sit on my I'm gonna try to mirror what you're doing, but I'm not gonna show it here. I'm just gonna act right. Okay. Now,
I
Doc,
love
my first question for you is many
Yes.
people feel they're too busy to work out. Like you got all the things, mama, wife,
Yes.
working. all the things, have to take care of the elder parents and their kids, the sandwich generation. What do you say to someone who feels there's simply no time and feels a little bit like insulted when you suggest you need to exercise with your schedule? Mhm.
Yeah. So I would say, can you find 1 minute a day to move? And let me just, my screensaver just came on. I don't want to, it's going to lock on me. Sorry. Oh boy. Um, yeah. So what I would say is, can you find 1 minute a day to move? Um, that's something that I didn't realize how impactful it was when I was practicing full time. But what I realized is it's very difficult to say no, right? Like like, can you find 1 minute? Sure. Like anybody should be able to find 1 minute. And sometimes patients would, or people, anyone would say, well, but what's 1 minute going to do? And the idea is when you start with that 1 minute and you do it consistently over and over every day, over time, your brain, your mind starts to want to expand it. Like, well, what if I could do 2 minutes? What if I could do that twice a day? And you just sort of start there and you build and you progress. And like I had patients that I gave this advice to, and they would come back like a month later for a follow up and say, hey doc, like I got up to do that minute and guess what, I was already up and going, I just did two because I was already there. So it's that first initial getting going, and then you start to build momentum and it really can turn into something huge.
And for those of you watching, she's on the floor for a reason. You can start moving right now. You can start your 1 minute
Oh yeah.
on the clock. Like you can start. So, Doc,
I
that's
can demonstrate some stuff if you, people can follow me if they want.
yes, please. So, Doc, so what can you do in 1 minute? Can you give us? I'm gonna try to do what you're doing.
Yeah. So this is just like super simple arm circles. You can be in a chair at work, you could be standing, you could be like knee in a high kneel. And with this one, you just want to make sure you always want to do both directions. And people will say, but yeah, you're just putting your arms in a circle. Right. But if you were doing nothing before and this is getting you moving somehow, that's a win. Like count that as a win. Don't immediately go to, well, this person on Instagram is lifting really heavy weights. Okay. But if you didn't do it yesterday and now you're here, you're doing it, like that's awesome. So this is just one type of arm circles. And I like this one because you get a stretch in there, but if you do it, for a minute or 2 minutes, you can really start to get like a little burn going. Your shoulders
Oh,
start to
I'm
feel it.
feeling the burn, Doc. I was wondering when you were going to say something. I feel like
Yeah. Okay. We can switch. So that, I mean, you could do other arm circles, right? You could do small baby ones like this, and your arms may be tired. That's okay. I'm just showing examples of different things you can do that are no equipment, no gym, like in your pajamas. You can roll out of bed in your pajamas and do some of the things that my videos show. And again, like if you weren't doing it yesterday and now you're doing it, that's a win. Absolutely, absolutely count that. I'm going to
I
show
love it.
another one. If you can sit like this is another one you can do sitting, standing, like at work. And again, like if you do this for a minute, even without weights, you're going to start to feel it. If you want to take it up a level when you're ready, you can absolutely add water bottles, soup cans. You can make it a little more challenging by adding in this move, right? So you can extend up, down, and this way. And I think the most important thing is to always make sure you're breathing with your movement. And I try to make sure when I do my videos, I explain when you should be inhaling and when you should be exhaling. That can be really helpful. So for this one, you exhale on the up, and then it's inhale down, exhale, inhale. The idea is you want to be exhaling on the exertional part, so EE. And sometimes though, I feel like when I was first kind of getting into doing movement regularly, it was like, how do I even know what the exertional part is? Like, that's okay. It's a learning process. You'll figure things out over time, but it's all about showing up and trying.
Doc, you squash so many hiccups. I call them hiccups, meaning, objections to doing the things. You say you could do it while at work. You could do it seated. You could do it standing. You could start with 1 minute. And even with the 1 minute, you could actually feel that you're doing something. This is
Mhm.
powerful. This is powerful. I am challenged, just watching you do that. But can you share, because some people who are watching are like, well, good for you. You're a doctor. I mean, of course, hey, hi Grace, how are you? That's Dana, is that you? Good to see you. Please, if you're watching live, I forgot to mention hashtag live, put comments, ask questions. Let's keep it real here, conversations, because the goal is for us to leave here with actionable steps, not to get more head knowledge, right? So Doc, I have someone who's watching who's like, well, good for you. You know the things. You seem self-motivated. But has there ever been a season in life, in your own life, where you struggle to stay active? So how did you overcome the inertia, like the I don't feel like it?
Yes, absolutely. Yes. After I had my first baby, because delivery felt like a reset button. And then it was like postpartum, I was like this new version of myself. So even though I had been active leading up to it and active during pregnancy, anyone that's had a baby knows like you just feel differently afterwards. And for me, it was really challenging because I didn't know how to get back to exercise. I went to my 6 week OB appointment and they were like, okay, great, you're cleared to exercise. And I was like, but it feels like my insides are all over the place. I feel like I have no strength. Like, how do I do that? And so then because that sort of failed me, then I went to online, and all I found were these women doing like wildly high intensity workouts, saying they were 8 weeks postpartum, but they already had like their belly was super flat. They were like doing all kinds of crazy stuff. And I was like, oh, well, that's not me either. So then I just did nothing. I was like, okay, I'm just going to do nothing. And I don't know, I'll figure it out at some point. And then I started trying to get back into stuff way too quickly, like ended up getting injured. All that to say, yes, there were definitely times where it was like, I just can't do it. And for me, what got me back into it was literally that, can you move for 1 minute a day? Because I was in the room with a patient. I was like 3 months postpartum. It was like my first week back to work. And those words were coming out of my mouth as internally I was like beating myself up about how I wasn't exercising how I wanted to. I wasn't a good role model for my daughter. Like things felt like they were falling apart with regard to that, as I'm trying to give this patient advice. And I'm like, why am I not listening to this? Like, why am I not doing this? And so that's how it started. It was like, I'm going to do an extra up and down the stairs when I'm putting laundry away. I'm going to do 5 squats after I brush my teeth. Just these like snack size, like sprinkles of movement. And then over time, over months, over years, when I started to see how much benefit I was getting with getting back into it and keeping it doable and realistic for my phase of life, it was like, I have to keep going with this. And then it got to, I need to share this with other people, because sometimes I think it's, if you can't find 30 or 45 minutes to do something where you're in gym clothes sweating, it doesn't count. So I'm just going to do nothing. And so that's, I think, where I, as you said, I've commented on these obstacles because I've had every single one of them.
I like it. And I love how you can exercise on their time. At work, you could add these little, like, I like the bite-sized exercise that adds up throughout the day, and you find creative ways
Yes.
to add it on. So I love it. Now, and for those of you watching live, thank you for joining. Thank you for joining, Miss LaRonda, Miss Candy, giving you a shout out, and Grace. But why do you think so many people give up on exercise routines so quickly? I love the new year. Everybody's like, yeah, we're gonna do it. And then, so let's address what are the biggest challenges so people can know what to watch out for. But why do you think many people
Yeah.
give up on exercise routines so quickly?
So I think one thing is setting goals that are past stretch. So it's like the goals are so big that it almost feels like they're unattainable. And I am somebody that's all about setting big goals, but I think specifically with exercise, and specifically for somebody that maybe hasn't exercised at all or that has been away from it for a while, setting the goal really small is very important. So that 1 minute a day, because if you can keep achieving the goal every single day, it starts to build momentum. So I think that's one. I think the other one is not always seeing the wins that are happening when they are and being fixated on some win that they want, but that's going to take a long time to get. So whether it's like a weight loss goal, whether it's like I want to fit in these clothes goal, like whatever the longer term goal is, it helps to find things to celebrate like today. So I showed up and I did my minute, like, yay me, that's awesome because yesterday I didn't. Or, I
Right.
did this for a week. I climbed the stairs for a minute every single day. And now when I get to the top, I'm not quite as short of breath as I was before. Like these kinds of wins that, even though they may feel small in the moment, that will help power you through that. Like, oh, it's 6 weeks after New Year's and now I'm quitting because this got boring, whatever. So I think the wins can really help. And then the last thing I would say is getting back in touch with why you want to do it in the first place. Whether, again, no matter what it is, whether it's getting yourself healthier, whether it's weight loss, whether it's inspiring your kids or your family to be more active, whether it's you just want to feel better or have more body confidence, remembering why you want to do it, I think can also help power you forward in terms of creating that momentum.
I love it. So unrealistic goals, not seeing the wins quickly. So being obsessed with where you're looking forward to versus how far you've come. Make it, yeah.
Exactly.
Okay, that's a big one. And then losing touch with the why. All right, Doc, let's switch gears a little bit. For someone who's watching, like, okay, I like the movement, but I want to do strength training. Is it possible to do that at home?
Yes. Absolutely. You can do it body weight. There's a lot of body weight things you can do. I can actually show you one or two. Um,
Okay.
but also you can use things at home even if you don't have weights. So if you're progressing and you're ready, like you can use water bottles, soup cans, you can use textbooks, depending on the move that you're doing. But if you've not done strength before, do not feel like embarrassed or ashamed about starting with body weight, because you have your own body weight. Like you can absolutely use it. And I think, yes, lifting heavy, like Instagram, everything is all about lifting heavy right now, which there is a role for that. But if you have not ever lifted anything before, there's a place you need to start to build, and then you build on it and you add things in.
I like that. I like that. And then my next question, and
I,
this one is, oh, you're gonna show us. You're gonna show us one.
well, you
Okay,
can
yes,
go
please.
ahead.
My
Let
next
me
question was going to be,
I,
how can parents sneak in movement while caring for young kids? Because you do it so well.
yes. So I have a few ideas there. Sorry, my camera didn't follow me. Um oh, I guess it's not going to. I don't know what happened. Let me move it. So kids. One is exercising first thing in the morning before they wake up. That's what a lot of people say. It doesn't always work. So it's like maybe 3-ish mornings a week I can do that. Of course, it depends on if you have little kids and they're waking up overnight, like all this sort of stuff. Another thing is incorporate them into what you're doing. So if you're doing a stretch, hey, come next to me and do it with me. Like literally this morning, I had my mat out. I was stretching. My 10-month-old was like climbing on my head, like doing all kinds of silliness. And it's okay. Like you're still showing up. Maybe you have to pause and take a break, but you're there and you're doing it. If you have bigger kids, like I have a almost 8-year-old and an almost 6-year-old, we're out there riding bikes, walking, like incorporate them into what you're doing. And sometimes if it's not that, like okay, you go watch a 20-minute TV show or whatever screen time you feel good about, and I'm going to go do this. And that's okay too. I think sometimes it takes somebody else giving you permission, almost like it's okay to let your kids do something that you guys feel comfortable with as a family, so you can have the time that you need to do what you need to do to take care of yourself.
I like it. I like it. Now you're going to show us a weight. The I
Oh,
don't want to forget that the weight
yeah.
strength training
I don't
exercises.
know. Yeah, I was gonna show you. This is like a balance one, but it's also a great strength one for your legs. So you can get your balance by putting your arms in a T, and then you plant. I'm gonna start with my right. So you plant your left leg and bring your right leg up to 90 degrees. And I'm gonna do it from the side too, so you can just see like how my leg is. So this, you may watch me do it and people may think like, oh, that you like, no way, it's fine. So one, you get the balance, but as you hold it for a while, you will start to feel those muscles in the standing leg. You may wiggle, you may shake, you may have some vibration. It's all these little stabilizing muscles in your leg that are working. And you'll start to feel those muscles really turn on. And like this is again something super simple. And then of course, since it's sided, you want to switch sides. And it doesn't have to be like super scientific. Like you can hold it for 30 seconds to a minute. You can hold it until you feel like you can't hold it anymore. And if balance is tricky, like I've been working on these stuff like this for a long time, you can always reach out and have a chair or a wall and use that if you're struggling with the balance. That's okay. Some tips for the balance are to focus on a point that's not moving. Um, that's a good one. And yeah, try to just like fix your gaze on something that's not moving. But that's a leg one. I mean, another leg one that I love is a sumo squat. So this one, you have your feet at 11 and 2. So they're wider, a little bit wider than shoulder width apart, and you're angled out that way. And you just kind of do a big inhale and then exhale down into a squat position. And you get as low as is comfortable, but you think about sitting down in a chair. Inhale and then exhale, press it back up. And on the up, you want to think about squeezing your bum, squeezing your quads. So again, it's inhale down and exhale up. And these are all things you can add weight to, but this is a body weight exercise that is wonderful because it works some of the really big muscles in your body and can definitely, like, if you do 10 of these, if you have not done strength stuff before, you're going to be feeling it. Like, it's going to be a workout.
I love it. And it's easy implementation. All you need is you. So
Yes,
no excuses. But Doc, I have someone who's
exactly.
watching who's like, well, when we hear you on the morning exercise. So I know some people would try to do that, but it says, what advice would you give to someone who often feels too tired at the end of the day to exercise?
I still would go back to the 1 minute. So just like again, even if it's no matter what your job is, you get home, you're tired, you want to just like eat dinner and get into your pajamas, that's okay. Do these arm circles for a minute. Do a minute of squats when you're, I mean, that one maybe is not great when you're really tired, but even a stretch, like doing a stretch can be amazing just to get moving your body for a minute. And I think stretching is a wonderful activity to do at the end of the day because it's a nice like wind down. It can be very mindful. But I would sometimes people will say, well, I'm just going to wait until I'm feeling motivated to do it. I think that can be a very dangerous idea because motivation is like this really difficult thing that like I'm not motivated every day to work out, but I still show up and I do it every day because of having discipline and knowing why I want to do it and what benefits I'm going to get. And it's keeping it bite sized and small and doable that will help you get that momentum going and then make it be like, okay, my new routine is maybe you make it into a routine. Like I get home from work, I get into my pajamas, I do 1 minute of X, march in place. Like literally, it can be this. And it's intentional, it's movement. You know, you do this for a minute, you're going to be feeling really good and proud at the end of it. Um, it can be that simple to start with.
All right. Thank you so much, Jack. I like actionable. Like these are practical. For those who are watching, I'm curious. What are your take home? We're about to wrap up. What are your take home based on this? What are things you're going to start to do based on this conversation? And while they're putting that in the comment, I have a question for you, Doc. What are some overlooked opportunities in everyday life, like opportunities where you see ways to add movement without thinking of it as exercise?
Yeah. So I think some of those examples I gave in the beginning, what things that I started with. So, like something that's you do every day, combining it with some sort of movement. So, things like brushing your teeth, maybe like if you have stairs in your house, when you climb the stairs, you go up and down twice. Um, you know, like I said, picking something you're going to do while you're like, you could be brushing your teeth and do, oh, you can't see my feet, but like do heel raises where you just lift your heels off the floor. Like things where you can combine it with every day. Um, I think helps it just become, like you said, a lifestyle as opposed to like, I have my little to do box, which is exercise, and now I have to check it. It builds it more into your routine. Another really good one is dancing while you cook. So this is something we do in my house all the time because my kids love music and we love dancing. And so we'll just like put some loud music on and be dancing while you're in the kitchen. And that absolutely counts as getting moving.
I like that. Now, one of the things I hear a lot is, "Oh, doc, I was doing the things I was doing so well, and then I had to go on vacation." So, any hacks for those who have to have vacations but don't want to get off track because they know the
Yeah.
difference when they come, doc, I was doing so well, and I went on vacation. What are thoughts? What are thoughts for those?
I think thinking of like even taking 5 or 10 minutes before you go to think about like what are the goals, how do I want to do this. So again, it can be something where for 5 minutes before you go to bed, this is what I'm going to do, or for 5 minutes when I wake up, where maybe it's not your normal routine but it still is something and it keeps that habit going. Because I think that's where, again, like I choose to do something every single day. And yes, I have days that are rest days, but those days I'll stretch or I'll do deep breathing or I'll do like a slow walking meditation, something like that, because it's easier to be consistent when it's something that you build into every day as opposed to like I'm going to take a week off because I'm going on vacation and then it's a week of trying to get back into it. So I think adjusting the goals for the, you know, enjoying your time on vacation, but still fitting it in small pockets and counting things that count, right? So, like, if you're on vacation and you're walking somewhere while you're sightseeing, like that walking is still movement that can count as being active.
Right. So it's doing the things, but also seeing that you're doing the things too. So you're like, yeah, I
Yes,
incorporated the vacation. I didn't go off my routine. That helps me with my self-care because movement is part of self-care. Um,
right.
this is good. This is good. And I have a comment. Thank you so much, Mr. Rockwell, for commenting. She said doing exercises consistently boosts your health, helps you feel better that you wouldn't want to stop it. So that's part of the win or so for those who are watching, I want to see your comments. What are you going to start to do based on this conversation? For me, I'm going to start doing the dancing with cooking. We usually meal prep on Sundays. I'm going to put music, make it a little loud, and then add a little flavor there. And I love the 1 minute burst of exercise while I work. So I would do that even in between seeing patients. So that's a big one. And I'm going to celebrate that I took 2 5 minute bursts of exercises. So this was really, really good. Doc, I really want people to kind of get access to you as far as like where can people find you, follow you, watch your exercises so they can learn ways to move. Oh, and Miss LaRonda says being intentional about moving every day. That is correct. I'm giving you a virtual high five. So Dr. Sarah, so where can people find you, Doc?
Yeah. So my YouTube channel is probably the best place because all my videos are housed there, short ones and long ones. And my handle there is Dr. Sarah Ionescu. So it's DrSaraiOnescu. And then for people on Facebook and Instagram, I'm the same. It's my name everywhere, Dr. Sarah Ionescu.
There we go. And I'm putting it in the chat. Any last minute words of encouragement, Doc, for that person watching who's like, I don't know, Doc. Exercise the E
Yeah.
word scares me. Any words of encouragement before we wrap up?
I'm sending everybody the like 1 minute juju vibes. You can do anything for 1 minute. Just start. It can be as simple as marching in place. And then when you're done, write it down somewhere. I did it. I did my 1 minute, and keep doing it. And it will blow your mind what will happen even in doing just 1 minute a day.
That's right. She said 1 minute. That's it. You're so kind. 1 minute. I'm gonna borrow that 1 minute. So get to moving. I've put her name in the comments, Dr. Sarah Ionescu on YouTube, on Facebook, on Instagram. Follow her, watch her content, and stay encouraged. That's one of the ways you actually can help yourself. Stay encouraged to move when you see your coach virtually telling you, hey, let's do this. Doc, thank you
Yes,
so much for coming. This was fun. This was fun. Thank you.
absolutely. Always a blast to be here. Thank you for having me.
Oh, my pleasure, my pleasure. And thank you all for watching. Miss Mariosha, thank you for joining. Oh, Auntie Louisa, thank you. Berna, good to see you as well. Miss Carol, I appreciate you stopping by. Please share with your loved ones, forward this to them. You can tag them in the comments as well. And as always, if you're looking for an awesome family physician who will have conversations like this to help you live long and well, I am she. Go get them. Go get your 1 minute. Okay? Have a good one, everyone. Thank you again, Doc. You rock.